Listen, are you someone who desires to make more money? Are you someone that desires to live a life of freedom and have your time freedom back? If that's you, then you definitely want to see this video. Okay. I'm Brian Adamson. I'm a remote real estate coach, but I'm also a business coach. And I teach coaches and consultants how to grow and scale their businesses. Okay. Why that's important for you is this reason. Because you, right now, have a 5, 6, or even 7-figure business inside of you. And while you're looking to all these places as to how you're going to make more money, how you're going to get your time back, how you're going to get the financial freedom that you're looking for, and instead of looking at all these places, you need to be looking inwardly to yourself. I forget who said it, maybe Warren Buffett, but somebody talked about how the best businesses are birthed within us. And I think about all of my businesses, right? I think about real estate being one, right? I've got, over 100 commercial multifamily units. I've done over 100 fix and flip and wholesale deals throughout the years. And, but that's been like a core business for me, right? And I think that everyone should have that as a wealth building tool in their repertoire at some point. But that's not the fastest way of getting rich, okay? And that's not the fastest way to change your financial future, okay? Now, I think it's a great compliment, and it is a way. I'm just saying that there are other ways to expedite adding some more money to your bottom line every month. And that way is by identifying the business that already resides in you. When I look at my real estate coaching business, okay, we've been very successful while helping a tremendous amount of people all over the world. We've also been successful as a company for the last 6 years, okay? That business was really birthed out of the fact that when I was investing in real estate many years ago, I got to a point where I started having problems. And I'm talking about expensive problems, like $500,000 problems. And I lost $500,000 because I didn't have the right coaches, the right mentors in my life. And, I didn't know. Like, I only knew is my level of understanding would allow, and that wasn't good enough. And when I faced these challenges, I didn't know how to deal with them. And the result of it, I was hemorrhaging money. I had contractors stealing from me. I had people in my organization stealing from me. And I don't say that like they're bad people. I say that as in I didn't have the right accountability measures and structure in place to insulate not only myself, but anybody that signed up to do this business from those type of things happening. And so when you dealing with large amounts of money and you got people involved and you don't have the right accountability measures in place to make sure that you safeguard yourself, I mean, people gonna people, okay? And anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But my point is, because of that pain that I went through during that 12, 18-month period as I was losing that money, when God finally blessed me to send the right people in my life and help me solidify and shore up those processes and gaps and blind spots in my operation, then it became a passion of mine some many years later when I finally got the tap on the shoulder to start my mentorship program, right? So again, that business was birthed out of my own life experience, my own practical experience, my own pain, my own trauma. Like, God give us a test in order for it to be a testimony. In the marketplace, we have pain that should also turn into profits, and not just profit you as the one who's bringing it to the marketplace, but it should profit the other person and the other people that you're serving. And so I think of another example of another business. So we are launching, by the time this video comes out, we probably have already launched our community called Believers in Business. Okay. And Believers in Business was developed to bring a community of people together to go over 4 pillars: faith, fitness, finances, and freedom. Okay. Faith, fitness, finances, and freedom, because I've had seasons where all of these weren't in balance. And in those seasons, while I thought being financially successful, right? Making millions of dollars was it, but I still had a void and was drinking excessively because I still was unfulfilled. Then I've had times where I was 60 pounds overweight, had to figure that out, right? Been able to keep that off for 17 years. I've had times where I was stuck in bondage, whether that was from limiting beliefs, whether that was from alcoholism, whether that was from toxic relationships that didn't serve me well, bad habits, bad thinking, bad ideology, bad behavior, like in bondage, right? And so that's where the freedom pillar comes in at, is to help people get on the other side and break free from those things that don't serve them and suit them at the highest level based on where they're trying to go in life. I think about my finances. I used to be upside down, tremendous amount of credit card debt, spending money in advance of having it, all that stuff, right? Not having a budget, not having order in my finances. So through my ability to triumph over all those things, I'm like, well, there's a lot of other people out there struggling in all four of those areas, which are very critical areas: faith, fitness, finance, and freedom, right? And so I was like, why don't I just create a safe place for people to come that want better, that want more out of life, that can come and be open, honest, and transparent, and finally be in a community. Because here's the thing: you can't heal in the same environment that get you sick, but yet most people try to. Most people are asking advice to people that shouldn't even be coming with them in the next season that they're trying to go to anyway. So how you ever going to break free from that environment and go live the life that you subscribe to when these same people are holding you back? Because they're the exact people that you're empowering to help you make life decisions that they aren't supposed to be a part of. That's a whole word in and of itself. And so that's a business though, right? Like, and you probably got so pulled into the conversation that you failed to realize, but that's a business though. People are going to pay a monthly subscription and be a part of this community, and they are going to get the long end of the stick. I promise you that, because this community is going to help shape their lives and their businesses in ways that they just don't even understand. How do I know? Because it shaped my life and business. I'm just now sharing it with the world as to how it can do the same for them. My coaching and consulting businesses, right? I've made millions of dollars, but I've also lost hundreds of thousands of dollars by way of dealing with marketing companies that didn't have their stuff together. And I'd be the first to raise my hand. I didn't have my stuff together enough to hold them accountable. And so, I know it's a lot of people that have coaching and consulting businesses that they got one or two problems. Well, they got a lot of them, but I'm gonna go with these two. One, they don't know how to price their products or services appropriately. So they really, as much as they call it a business, it's a hobby, okay, that they happen to slave over, okay. The second one is they don't know how to market their product or service. They don't know who they're talking to in terms of, if you're selling to everybody, you're selling to nobody, because everybody ain't your client, right? But we try to have this broad appeal, and we got to get very specific about the people that we're helping. And so I told y'all it was more than two, right? And y'all can see I'm going on a tangent. I'll stop there because I don't want y'all to misunderstand the focus of this. The focus of this video is to identify and make you aware that many of you have 5, 6, and 7-figure businesses resting inside of you right now that you just don't know how to bring to the marketplace. And so I just gave you 3 examples of businesses that I've started that have been successful, and one on its way to being successful, because I just took experiences that are my unique experience. This ain't something I read out of a book. This is not me trying to be some college professor. These are my practical life experiences that I've been blessed to get on the other side of, that I've now incorporated framework and teaching to help people do the same in every aspect of each one of those businesses that I talked about. And I think about how so many people struggle to make more money. And it's like, but why do you got to look so far? So it's 3 ways. I want to give you 3 ways that you can start making more money right now. Okay. The first one, if you've been on a job in a career for 10 years or more, you will be considered an expert at what you do. And so the first thing that you can do is, whatever it is that you do for this large corporation, you can go find people that have smaller businesses that may need your same services. So maybe you're a consultant for a large consulting firm, for instance. Well, you can then go and freelance and be a consultant to smaller businesses that also need that type of help. And I promise you, you'll make way more money than you do at your corporate job if you apply yourself and have an appetite to, right? Some of you like, but B, what about, I've been working at a lounge and behind the bar or whatever. Okay, well, you probably know how to operate POS systems, right? Point of sale systems. That's something that new and small businesses don't always have a good working knowledge. One, that they need it. Secondly, how to operate it when they get it. That's a consultation. Like when you become an expert at something, you then can consult with people on a level who don't know yet. And I promise you, it's always a segment of people in whatever industry that don't know yet, and they need your help. Okay. So that's the first way. Take something you're already existingly good at and go do that. Secondly, figure out something that you are passionate about. Like, what's something that you're passionate about? So I give you an example. One of my clients, she left her corporate job. She was making multiple six figures, but her dad passed, and they were very close, and he was her mentor. And for the first time, it made her look at mortality in her own life differently. And she was like, forget this money, forget all this. Like, I'm about to go do something that fills me up, right? She left her corporate job. She started buying real estate. And then now she's identified that she knows how tumultuous it is to lose a parent, to leave a job, to get on the other side of that, to become an entrepreneur. So now she's going back to help her people. She's going back to help those who have struggled with grief, who, whether it be parent or otherwise, that feel like their life is over. And she's going to show them how to get free from that bondage and how to activate their dreams and monetize their messages. I promise that's a 6-figure plus business. And she's going to help a tremendous amount of people who are stuck in life with a real need. So same is true for you. It's either something that you're passionate about, right? It's something or it's just something that you've endured, a hardship, a trauma, a trial that you've been able to get on the other side of that somebody else needs your help. And then lastly, this is the third one. You can go out and learn a high income producing skill. Now, real estate being one of them, certainly. But you can learn how to write ad copy for emails, right? That's a high income producing skill. You can make, $3,000 to $5,000 for every batch of emails that you create for a client. You can start a coaching or consulting business. Okay. Any of these ideas that I'm telling you about legitimately will fall into the vein of a coaching and consulting business. I highly recommend you figure out how to structure that because that's important. A lot of people default into those businesses and then they become a slave to it as opposed to it serve the people and serve them at a high level. Okay. And I can help with that. All right. You also could learn sales. If you haven't been in sales, get trained in sales because sales is a high income producing skill. And so I just want to bring awareness to this because I think there's so many people out there, especially in today's climate, financially trying to figure out how to make more money. And it's like, you don't need to keep looking outwardly. You need to start focused inwardly. This is a key. This is a major key. When you're doing this, you want to think from the marketplace, not for the marketplace. Meaning, once you identify what it is in you, this thing you want to give birth to, start obsessing over who these people are and what they need from you that will help them. Meaning, we sometimes get excited about the things that we're passionate about, but we're not considering the thing that really is going to help the people that we serve in the most. So once you figure out what it is that you would like to do, right? Like, for instance, I love coaching coaches. I love helping people monetize their messages. I help them get clear on who are they talking to, who's their target audience, developing that message, developing the marketing, the content strategy around it, helping them with sales, helping them with fulfillment. Like I teach them how to build out their entire business, right? So that they can go out and start making 6, 7 figures in a year if they would like to. How to price their business, all of that. But it could just be that I love to take things from concept to practicality. So I could just only focus on helping them come up with the idea and helping them launch the idea. But that's not me obsessing over their problem, because I know even if I show them how to do those things, they're still going to have a problem with zoning in on their target audience. They're still going to have a problem with pricing their product. They're still going to have a problem with coming up with their offer. They're still going to have a problem with the marketing scheme, like how to deploy the marketing. They're still going to have a problem with building out their fulfillment center. You see what I mean? So there's a difference between me just being excited about one aspect of it that I want to help people with. I have to obsess over what are the struggles that they're going to have and then develop my business off of serving them at the highest level in the gaps that are going to exist in their business. Does that make sense? So I just want to give you more context so you understand as you're putting this together. Start obsessing about the people that you want to help and the problems that they're going to have. And I promise you this, 2024, you can make far more money than you ever thought of, but it's going to take for you to sit down, get still, get quiet, and just start thinking. One of my mentors said it best. He said some of the hardest work that people never do is think. We get so bogged down with saying we ain't got time, but yet we watch Netflix and consume it at a high level. We hang out at happy hour. We do all this frivolous stuff. We watch football for hours on end, but we say we ain't got time. My father told me when I was young, we make time for those things that are important. If it's important for you to have a better quality of life, time freedom, financial freedom, making more money, then you got to make time for this. Okay. If there's anything I could do to help, certainly comment below in the video and make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. This right here would change the game for so many people. Make sure you share it. And you could always follow me on Instagram as well at Brian Adamson Official. Send me a DM there if you need to. But I hope this was helpful for somebody. And my biggest hope is that you actually take it and apply it, because you got businesses, 5, 6, 7 figure businesses in you that need to give birth so that somebody else can be blessed by it. I'll see you guys in the next video.